Hey, 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 welcome to Games by Tay. My name is J. Today we are going over our top 100 games of 2025, numbers 20 through 11. So we are really coming to the edge of this. Um, it's taken a long time due to a lot of different factors, but we are going to get this finished. Um, Before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification button, and share this with your friends. Okay, let's get started. Number 20. Um, 20. If any of you recognize this, this is a tournament bag for chess. Chess has been a kind of like a cornerstone of our family. We got my oldest child, my son, into chess when he was a kid, and uh, we took him to tournaments. We played a lot with him. We did puzzles. We did training, and his sisters kind of followed in his footsteps, but not to the same extent. But even then, to this day, when we get out a chessboard and play it, it's something that is woven deeply into the fabric of our family. And on top of that, chess is an immortal game. It's the king, pun intended, of abstracts. You've got these pieces on the board, each of them having their own rule set for how they move and attack, and your object is to attack the king in such a way that he can't get out of attack. Easy concept, and a lot of people probably don't get the concept. They always talk about killing the king, which in chess you can't do. But when you separate the idea that it's played on the same board as checkers, that's the end of the similarities. And when you accept the rule set, it's a game that you can study your whole life and never master it. It's got an elegance to it that few games can match, and it, without a doubt, is a time-tested game. It's a game that I could play with any member of my family right now, and it's something that we would enjoy and gain something from it. We'd get better as a person by playing chess, from the lessons that we learn, from the mistakes that we make, from the successes that we have. All those things make chess just a great, timeless game that more people should play. I think that chess gets put to the side because it's been around for 1,000 years. I don't know if it's been that long, but it's been around for a long time. And, with the range of games that we have today, I think it's easy to overlook chess. But chess is a game that I'll never not play anymore. I think that chess is something that will always have a place at my table. That's number 20. Okay, number 19 is a game that I passed on crowdfunding when it came, and then it just kept coming to my mind. Like it kept saying, "Jay, you really should have gotten that." Well, the publisher actually sent me a copy, and we have played it a lot, and that is Creature Comforts. This game is got such a cozy feel to it, and that's what it was trying to convey. So mission accomplished when it comes to Creature Comforts. It's a game of worker placement, dice placement, set collection that it's just a really great game. This is the deluxe version. It plays from 1 to 5 players, and the age range 8 and up. And I don't think I'd go much younger than 8. If you do, even with 8, you might be coaching quite a bit to help them. It's not necessarily that complicated, but it's not necessarily that easy either. Kids Table board gaming, I've said it before, they focus on making games that are accessible to young players, but still challenging for older players, and Creature Comforts does the trick. It's just a great game. The art is fantastic, the theme is great, and it's a very satisfying game to play. So that is number 19. Okay, number 18. Oh, number 18 is yet another hidden gem. It is a game made by Martin Wallace, who makes Brass and a lot of other games. A very accomplished game designer. But this game really just, in my opinion, doesn't get its due. And that is Tinner's Trail. This game has such a great feel to it. And there's a lot of historical background to it as well that I've really enjoyed. It's about mining in Cornwall. And there's these areas on the map that you don't know what's on those areas. When it's your turn, you can look at a tile and then you can start an auction for that tile. So there's a lot of brinkmanship going on. Is it a valuable tile? Is it a great tile? What is it? And if you win it, the tile's turned over and you see what resources are on it. It could be a lot of resources, it could not be. And in addition to that, there's a market value for each round as to how valuable the resources are. And it's a choice between copper and tin. And that's the base game. There's an expansion to it for the arsenic expansion. I kind of wish there was another expansion for silver, because if you do a little bit of research in the mining industry in Cornwall, England, come to find out that area was some of the highest silver content galena, a mineral, in all of England. So it was really interesting. But all of the silver from that area went to the crown. So they didn't. If you mined it, it went to the crown. But anyway, this is just, it's got such a great thing where the resources have a different value depending on a dice roll each turn or each round. So you might get a lot of copper and not much tin, but come to find out, tin is really good right now, and copper isn't, or vice versa. And it's got a lot of stuff going on, and it's a game that when I played it with my oldest daughter, yeah, my oldest daughter, she really liked it, and it's something that I really need to get back to the table. It's something that, also the historical thing that I've already mentioned, is very interesting, because in the rule book it tells you different historical things about how the mining in Cornwall affected mining around the world. And I had a coworker once that said her ancestors were originally from Cornwall but immigrated to Australia, and they didn't know why. I said, "Were they miners?" And she goes, "Yes, they were. How did you know that?" And I told her the story of this game and how it explained that the mining technology in Cornwall opened up mining opportunities around the world, and Australia was one of them. So it was really neat experience. But Tinder's Trail is probably will always labor in the shadow of its older brother Brass, but Tinder's Trail is very well worth getting to your table. So that's number 18. Number 17. I really should have just gotten out the rulebook for this one. I don't know if I can lift it up. I'm not going to keep it up. Maybe I'll put it up on something. Oh, 17 is Foundations of Rome. This is a game for 1 to 5 players. One solo requiring an expansion. But Foundations of Rome is a polyomino placement game, and there's a this is instead of polyominoes, it's actual buildings, like physical miniatures that have those on it. I'm gonna put this over here on top of some other games that are coming up, and that will save me a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I'll just kind of there you go. Foundations of Rome. There are different types of buildings, and you score different things off of those different types of buildings. And you can score based off of how much population you have and what buildings surround the building you put down. And you're bidding by getting these lots that come up on cards, and they're different values depending on what position they're in. So you're trying to get lots that connect to each other, and by doing that, you can build larger buildings. And every time you build a building, it has to be either on an empty set of lots, or if you're going to overbuild, you have to build a larger building than the building you're replacing. Anyway, it's a really fun game. It's something that, as big as this is, it's actually fairly easy to get to the table if you want to play it. And that's why I like it so much. It's got fantastic table presence. And mind you, this is a really expensive game. If you don't want the expense and you don't care about the minis and the table presence in that way, there's a cheaper version called Foundations of Metropolis, where instead of miniatures, you literally have little domino things, very very similar to like patchwork. Not as odd looking as the polyominoes there, but if you want the experience without the price tag, Foundations of Metropolis is available. I got Foundations of Rome, and I really enjoy it. It's got such great table presence, great gameplay, and I haven't even touched the expansions, but I intend to because it's just got great gameplay. I really enjoy the auctioning, the planning ahead, the strategizing based off of where other people put their buildings and what kind of buildings they place there, and seeing if you can capitalize off of what they place. It's a lot of fun, and that's why Foundations Rome is number 17. Now I got to move it because the games I'm going to talk about are now underneath it. I didn't mean pushing that far. There we go. Ugh. There, I think. Okay, pushing Foundations of Rome out of the way. And there we go. Okay, number 16. I shied away from this game initially when it first came out, thinking I that it would be complicated, maybe too complicated, and I was completely wrong. This game is so accessible, and that's Wingspan. This is has got such great um, dynamics, and I've seen people say that it's overrated or overhyped, and um, yeah, I guess that greatly depends on who you've been listening to. I don't care whether it's been overhyped or underhyped. I care whether I enjoy the game, and I enjoy Wingspan. The you're you've got different scoring objectives, and you can activate different habitats, which give you different resources and different abilities by placing birds in those habitats. And the the different scoring uh, objectives can change game to game. I only have the base game, and this one came with a Swift Start pack that, in my opinion, is a great way to teach the game. It taught the game so easily, and it transitions well into uh, normal gameplay. So the art in here is also great. I because I like that so much, I'd be interested in looking more into the expansions. I don't necessarily care, at least right now, about looking into the sister games of Wormspan, which is based on dragons, and Finspan, which is based on fish. I'm sure they're great, and I'm sure they're not exact reskins, but I still have enough to explore in Wingspan that I don't really need to branch out just yet. So it is a game for 1 to 5 players. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, 1 to 5 players, and it says ages 14 and up. But personally, uh, I think I think Creature Comforts was more complicated than this, especially with the Swift Start pack. So you could probably go younger than 14. I'm guessing you could probably go, who knows, maybe as low as 10. It just depends on your kid and how much help you're willing to give them. But I really think that this is a great family game, and we've enjoyed it so far. And when we played it with my in-laws on a game night, they liked it enough that they bought it. So it's a game that a lot of games would love to be as successful as Wingspan has been. And there's a reason for that, because Wingspan hit a nice balance between the mechanisms and the art and the theme that some games just can't do. So anyway, Wingspan at number 17 is a game that uh, I really enjoy. Okay, number no, that was number 16. Did I say 17? I meant 16. Number 15 is a game that I actually, when I first made the list, I had a lot higher. And after I made the list, I hummed and hawed a bit, and the game that it kind of swapped places with originally, I kept thinking to myself, yeah, I'd still get that out right now instead of this game. And that is Castle Combo. Castle Combo is delightful. It is so good. The art's great. The gameplay has a simple but effective decision space where you've got 2 rows of cards, and your object is to create a 3 by 3 grid. And once you create the grid, you can't like rearrange the cards. So you've got to stick with the way you place cards initially. And there are different objectives on each of the cards that help you score. And some cards don't, in and of themselves don't help you score. They give you resources, which are keys and or money. But the cards, each card has a banner on it, which kind of gives you what type of, what caste of person they are, and the other cards might feed off of that in your scoring. Anyway, this was going to replace a game that is now higher up on the list, but I decided to put them back, swap them where they were on the list, and keep this one lower for the time being. I anticipate that in the future this game will go up. It is a game for, what is that? 2 to 4 players, and it says ages 10 and up. You could actually probably play this lower. It's not that hard, depending on the maturity of your kid. But 10 is probably a good age. And it's a quick game. It's a really good game that I want to try and find the expansion to it because I enjoy it that much. So, Castle Combo, um, if I remember right, originally it was released over in Europe and they called it Chateau Combo. But for some reason they thought over here in America that people wouldn't get that. I think Chateau Combo sounds better. So anyway, that's number 15. Okay, number 14. Number 14 is Skyrise. Skyrise is a game for 1 to 4 players. No, not 1 to 4. I think it's just 2 to 4. This is not. There's not a solo mode that came with it, um, and it says 14 and up. Maybe go down to 12. Just depends. But there's just some nuance to it. Not necessarily that it's a hard game. Just nuance. So it is a very interesting auction game. It's a re-implementation of a game called Metropolis, I believe, where a player begins auctioning for an area on the board, and the next person, if they choose to continue the auction, bids on an adjacent area of the board, not on the place that the first player built or bid on. And it's a combination of trying to get the tokens on that area and the color of the area that you're bidding on. It's a very interesting scoring dynamic, and there are other scoring objectives that are unique to you and universal to all players. And it's just a really great game to kind of go beyond introductory level. It's definitely on the plus side of those genre of games. It's This is the deluxe version with each each token you build with is a building with a number on the bottom of it, and each player has a set of buildings, and nobody has the same number. So there's going to be a point where somebody wins the auction, and you can pass or you can continue going, and it snakes around. There's a lot of strategy to that, and anyway, this is a game that we've also played with my in-laws. They loved it, and they've actually wanted to play it again. So we've got to get it back to the table. And it's a game that I think is maybe deceptive how long it stays on the table. It does have a fairly uh, it says I think 60 minutes. No, 30 to 75 minutes. I would definitely put it more toward the 75-minute mark, especially if you're playing with 4 players. If you're playing with 4 players, I'd say 75 is the minimum, personally. But who knows? Maybe we're just too thinky. But this game is well worth the time and bother to play, and I love the game. That's it. So that was number, what was it? 14. Number 13 is a game by the same publisher. That was from Roxley, and that is Radlands. Radlands is a 2-player game. I don't know what the player age limit is. I think that it is. It doesn't say on the outside. I'll open it up because now I know. Now I want to know. This is the base game here. 14 and up. Again, I think that if you have the right situation, you could have, when I say right situation, the right maturity of kid and things like that, you could probably go 12 or maybe a little bit younger. It's a two-player lane battler, and all while you're managing resources, namely water, and um, trying to attack the other player's base, which they're protecting or trying to protect with uh, people that have different abilities, which you use to attack, as well as the bases to attack people. But the whole time you also have events that you can play. All of these cards you can only play if you have enough water to play them. And the events will gradually move up the time track until they tick off, and and you have to satisfy the event's criteria. So it's actually a really good game and easy to learn, but a lot of different intricacies with regard to the different card abilities that you have to keep in mind. This, if anything, maybe the thing that keeps it for older players is the theme. Some of the art is probably more on the adult side, not that it's, immoral, that kind of thing, but violence. And it's a game that we really uh, I haven't actually gotten to play as much as I want, because the people that I like that would like to play it with me don't aren't always around. And anyway, it has competition that way, but it's a two-player game that I got specifically so that it we would have more game time. And um, yeah, it's a great production, as Roxley tends to do, but might be a little bit more on the pricey side. This is the deluxe version. You don't really need the deluxe version. I wanted the deluxe version because I like the play mats, and the water resource tokens are nice and clacky, very chunky. So the it's a hand management game in the sense that you're trying to decide what will help you wipe out your opponent faster than they wipe you out. And managing the resources to play those cards in your hand is something that always plays into it, and it's just a fun game to play. So that's number 14. Okay, number 14. No, that was number 13. What am I saying? Gosh. All right, so Skyrise was 14, Radlands was 13. Number 12 is another game that could be higher, and that's Nidavellir. This game has a lot going on, and it is primarily set collection. But there's so many different ways to go about it, so many different paths that you can follow in your set collection, that it gives you a lot of different um, possibilities. It's a game for 1 to 5 players. I can't remember. Hold on. No, 2 to 5 players. I keep saying one. This does not have a solo mode that I know of. 2 to 5 players, and it says 10 and up. So it really, this game probably has about as much complexity as um, Radlands and Skyrise. So if you play this game, keep in mind that it may be more complex depending on the 10-year-old that you have, but it's it's got an interesting mechanic about how you acquire the cards. You start with these coins, and each of these coins has a value 0 to 4, I think. And you're bidding on different areas on these 3 different taverns that have a display of cards. And the higher you bid, obviously, the more likely you are to win that auction. So if you if you win the auction, you get your first pick of cards, which helps you in your strategy that you've adopted as to which sets you're going to focus on. But you can also bid what they call a zero, which means you're going to lose that auction. But that enables you to combine the coins that you didn't use to get a higher level coin, replacing the highest level of the coins you didn't lose with the new higher level coin. And it's that might sound as clear as mud, but if you play it, you'll get it. And there's two kind of eras, two parts to the game. And at the midpoint, there are certain awards that are given depending on who is ahead in the sets that are available. It's a fun game. I don't have another game like it, and it's something that because of what it does in the auctions that combine with the set collection, that makes it really exciting to play. So that's why I like Nidavellir at number 12. Number 11 is also a game that I passed on crowdfunding, and I almost instantly regretted it because the deal with regard to what it got for what I ended up getting was, I think, a little better. That's Moonrakers. Moonrakers at number 11. It is a deck building game like Dominion, but it incorporates a level of interactivity that Dominion doesn't have. You are this space, these spacefaring people that you have this player board that and a set of cards that you can purchase other cards with or satisfy contracts with. And sometimes these contracts you can't fulfill by yourself. So you have to team up with other people. But they may say to you, yeah, I can help you with that by contributing a thruster or contributing a shield or whatever. And if you do that, they say, okay, yeah, but I want this as part of the rewards of the contract. And you're trying to fulfill contracts and build up prestige to win the game. But the catch is they don't have to live up to that. They might say, yeah, I'll contribute such and such. But when it comes time to fulfill the contract, they don't do it, and your quest to fulfill that contract fails. Anyway, it's the art is very neat. It gives you especially with this pastel type look to it. It's got a great feel to it, and um, I haven't played the expansions yet, but when I looked into it, IV Studios does such a good job of when they make an expansion, it integrates almost seamlessly into it. And you're going to see that in a game coming up in the next video. But this game it's for 1 to 5 players, so you can play it solo. And they recommend 14 and up. Well, I could probably see it a little bit younger. I could see a 12-year-old doing it. So, yeah, I wouldn't be put off if you have some younger players. The Especially the base game, the complexity I think is fairly accessible. But not only are you trying to get these contracts, but you're also getting modules for your ship, and all these things give you prestige points. And the modules for your ship kind of give you certain perks that you can use in uh, acquiring cards or in um, accomplishing contracts. Anyway, this game is just so much fun. And yes, it's higher than Dominion, but it's it's got so much going on that I I had to put it higher. I really like Moonrakers. So that's number 11. That is numbers 20 through 11. And if I messed up a few numbers, sorry about that. But we are down to just the last 10. So stay tuned. We will get the last 10 up, and that will be the end of the 2025 list. But I hope you've enjoyed it so far. And all of these games, I can keep talking and keep talking and keep talking about. Sometimes I just can't say enough good about them. I don't have a game on the list that I wouldn't mind putting on the table right now, at least by and large. So until next time, please remember that no board games were harmed in the making of this video. And thank you for watching. See you next time.